Hello, this is chapter 3 of the Death Note Reimagined. Reshuffled, technically. But anyway, this is the third chapter. If you're watching this, I hope you're enjoying. But without further ado, let's hop into it. This is chapter 3 of Death Note Reimagined. The voice answers and says, "I am Oliver." Yumi asks him if he's seen the news. Oliver says yes. Yumi says she wants to find the fake killer, this fake Kira. Oliver informs her that he lost all support because of the court case with him and Yumi herself. Yumi replies that she's got plenty of money to fund and pay Oliver to find this Kira. Oliver replies, "Why are you interested in having me find them? The reason why I think you come to me is because I was right. You are Kira. And now there's a different Kira like you out there." Yumi is speechless. An accusation. How can she explain this without revealing that she truly is Kira? Oliver replies, "So it must be you." And Doby leans over and tells her to say that she's giving him a second chance to find the real evil Kira. After she says that, Oliver goes quiet for a minute. He asks how much money is she willing to give to find this fake Kira, or this other Kira. Yumi replies all the money at her disposal, and Oliver says that he will open up an investigation with the police. Now that Kira is threatening the president, they'll be more likely to reconsider. But it will be difficult to put him in charge because he's lost trust with the police because of what he did to Yumi. But he says that he is 98% sure that she is Kira. Yumi says, "How long will it take to form a party to begin investigating?" Oliver says there's a few that still believe in him, and he'll get them, and they can start the investigation tomorrow, gathering all the data from the police. A couple of days go by, and Oliver contacts Yumi at her house, and she goes to the location, a small building that they have purchased to be their HQ. There's Oliver and two others, Detective Marcus Carson and Detective Salem Pierce. They shake Yumi's hand as she asks, what do they have? Oliver says that the video on the news was somewhere in New York. All the people in the video were not criminals, but just well-known people. All the deaths are in the United States, so it's a total of 3 people on his record of this new Kira. So I'm quite confident that he's in the United States somewhere, replies Oliver. Detective Marcus says, why all of a sudden turn? Why would Kira start killing the innocent? Yumi tells him that it's a different character than the Kira they've come to know. And what if the original Kira makes their own video? Salem replies. Oliver says that would be actually very interesting. Then all of a sudden, Oliver gets a phone call. As he answers it, then a moment passes and he tells them to turn the news on to Channel 17. As they go to Channel 17, they see men and women in robes professing their loyalty to Kira, a total channel dedicated to the worship of Kira, embracing his newfound vision for the country, saying death to the United States, and claiming to have a new rebirth to create Kira Nation, telling him why should he just stop at the United States, but take over the whole world, that Kira can be the god of it. After watching this video, Yumi says she needs to go to the bathroom. As she goes, Doby follows. She sits down on the toilet, but not using it. She quietly talks with Doby. She says, if there's a viewing portal in the Shinigami Realm, she says, can't you just find them that way? Doby says that if he leaves her side for too long, he can get in trouble if he's away more than a handful of hours. Then she asks Doby what to do, seeming hopeless. Doby says one of the greatest minds is at work helping us to find and catch this imposter. Doby says, just by the looking how it looks, he can tell that the killer is very sloppy. He's probably going to get caught. And Yumi asks, should they keep killing? And Doby says yes. But for now, we're taking gentle steps. After a few days later, after Channel 17 declares their prophets, one emerges of the masses of them claiming to be the priests of Kira's reign. Amy Cross, the other prophets all die except her. And she begins spreading the rules and orders of Kira over the United States. The rest of the detectives, along with Yumi, are on the edge of their seats as this prophetess shows a sign of her god, showing an image on the television. It looks like jargon, scribbles, but Doby gets mad. Doby says he knows exactly who it is behind this. Yumi is shocked, but doesn't lose her composure. While the other three detectives, Oliver, Sam, and Marcus, look at the writing on the page, Amy says this is what her God wants the world to see for those who are against him. Yumi taps on Doby's leg. He looks at her and begins to inform her, it's Scott, the Shinigami she met at school and college. He's back, and he's being petty, Doby says. Yumi says, why is he doing it? Doby replies, to get back at you and me. Yumi texts on her phone, asking Doby what did he do. Doby says it's not important. He says he knows who we are. It's Scott. We are running out of time. The president surely has to make a move. Oliver says, 1 week left as they begin studying and figuring out the times and days of where the imposter is. But with 1 week left, the president makes an announcement that he is surrendering and giving in to Kira's control. Oliver says he didn't expect that. The president should have held strong, but apparently that's not the case. Yumi and Doby take a look at each other and back at the screen as the prophet Amy Cross steps up and starts telling the people of Kira's will. And Kira's will is telling all the detective agencies trying to discover his identity must be dismantled, and any other members or anybody that continues the pursuit of Kira will be executed. Anybody that resists will die. As this is playing on TV, Yumi gets a phone call. Yumi answers it and she hears a voice on the other end chuckling. The voice replies, I know who you are, Kira. She stops for a moment and says, who is this? The voice replies, you already know. And the ruler of the United States as of today. She says, what you're doing is wrong. You should stop. You still have a chance. No, this is good. I'm good. I like where I'm at. If you know who and where I am, why don't you just kill me? The Death Note user replies, I don't need to kill you. You're not a threat. I've just heard about you. This world is all mine. Soon it will be in my grasp forever. The phone call ends. After the phone call ends, Oliver asks, who was you talking to? Yumi says nobody important. Oliver gives her a sharp glance. She's going to the bathroom with Doby. She tells him everything. Doby says it makes sense. Why he ain't killed you. He has Scott's death note, and I made sure he couldn't hurt you with it, so you're safe. Yumi asks, could he have more death notes? Doby says he's pretty sure he's only got one death note, because it's hard to slip one past Pops. I was able to get more than one making this bet to see if I could succeed. Yumi hands Doby a caramel chocolate ball. As he eats it, Doby says, about balls, this imposter has quite a pair to call you. Then Yumi says, can we track it? Doby says it's probably a burner phone unless he's an absolute idiot. After getting her composure, she steps out of the bathroom into the main room with Oliver, Marcus, and Salem. As the phone is ringing, Oliver picks it up and starts talking with the person on the other line. After a few minutes goes by, Oliver nods and says he understands. As he hangs up, Oliver says they can no longer pursue Kira in the United States, so he has been ordered to cease and desist. Marcus and Salem says there's no way they're going to just stand down. Oliver says the only option is to leave country if they want to seek and pursue Kira. Oliver says it's quite a shame about this, that Kira is exempted from the law. And he stares at Yumi and says, or I would have got you, Yumi. They all stop and look at Oliver. Marcus and Salem get angry at Oliver, saying he's not knowing when to stop. Marcus and them both ask him. Marcus and Salem say, how could she be Kira? Oliver retorts back to the court case. He could never prove the existence of a Shinigami to the jury. They could not see it, much less believe it. After searching through some stuff and talking with Yumi's two roommates, he says, I noticed a consistency. Doby is the name of your Shinigami. And without you knowing, with some of the money you gave me for the investigation, I put some of it as bugs in the bathrooms and in the main areas. You talk to Doby a lot, talking with him in the bathrooms. I hear full-blown conversations from these bugs. Salem and Marcus say there's no proof she could just have an imaginary friend or she's a little on the spectrum, just like the two roommates said in the court case. Oliver asks, how did you find me? Where'd you get the information at? Yumi is stumped and doesn't answer. Oliver says his information is concealed. The only place that could possibly have that information would be the police station. And they're not going to give that information up. So she must have had snuck in. Oliver puts the recording on the TV that he has watched. The video takes a very close look at the 2 days prior before she called. The police noticed some of the files had been copied and informed me. I scrolled through the footage over Oliver points on the TV. All the police on duty at that time said nobody was there at the time of the data copy. Oliver states, I carefully watched, looking, and I see it. And he points to a floating USB drive, very subtly moving. But Marcus replies, this is not absolute proof. They don't know if they exist, and this could even be tampered with. I assure you, it's authentic, Oliver says, as he points his fingers at Yumi. I know what you are. Admit it. Yumi doesn't know what to do. Doby steps up and says, tell them you are Kira. She looks shocked, looking at Doby. He reassures her to trust him. So she speaks out and says, I am Kira, not the one threatening the president. They draw their weapons and aim them at Yumi. And then Doby reveals himself to all of them, shifting their attention to Doby as he stands in the room. Thank you so much for watching that. If you made it this far, thank you. That warms my heart. If you can give me a like, give me a like. If you can't, give me a heart. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm enjoying doing this. But if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I guess you just have to move on and forget about me. But if you love it or are kind of enjoying it, tell others about me. But till then, see you next time. Bye-bye.